Meet Tesla Peralta, the inspiring young scientist from the Philippines. 13-year-old Tesla Peralta just turned a high school biology project into something truly mind-blowing. A biodegradable plastic that completely dissolves in seawater within a mere 3 days. And get this, she built the sophisticated reactor needed for its creation from a pile of scrap DVD players right there in her backyard in Quezon City. It's not just an invention, it's a testament to incredible ingenuity born from necessity. All right, I'm not here to tell you the entire planet's future is resting squarely on the shoulders of a 9th grader. But honestly, once you hear the full story of how she pulled this off, and more importantly, why she felt compelled to, you just might start believing it. Tesla didn't grow up in a pristine, picture-perfect environment. Her world was a cramped compound where every winding alleyway seemed to dead end into a creek, perpetually choked with a depressing mosaic of discarded sachets, candy wrappers, and every other piece of plastic waste you can imagine. Instead of just shrugging her shoulders or joining the chorus of complaints, she dared to ask a profoundly simple, yet revolutionary question. What if trash could just untrash itself? That question, born from the heart of a persistent problem, became the spark for something truly extraordinary. Tesla's real eureka moment didn't come in a fancy lab. It happened in her own home, with her little brother's milk teacup. She was watching it, almost idly, as it sat under a heat lamp, probably for a casual school project. She noticed something peculiar. The tapioca pearls inside swelled up, soft and yielding, but the plastic cup itself? It remained stubbornly intact, completely unbothered by the heat. That stark contrast hit her hard. Plastic lasts longer than us, she later told her bewildered teacher, a wry smile playing on her lips. And honestly, that's just rude. That observation, that feeling of injustice against nature, ignited something fierce within her. She plunged headfirst into research, devouring every scrap of information she could find about natural polymers. She read about cassava starch, a staple in Filipino diets, the chitin found in shrimp shells, often discarded after meals, and even the humble banana peels her Lola tossed daily without a second thought. These weren't exotic lab chemicals, they were the very fabric of her everyday life. With precisely zero access to a proper laboratory, she wasn't deterred. Tesla, with a twinkle in her eye and a determined set to her jaw, commandeered the school's long-forgotten dusty stockroom. She scrubbed it down with industrial quantities of vinegar until it gleamed, then proudly declared it the smallest makerspace in Manila. It was here, amidst forgotten textbooks and old janitorial supplies, that her scientific journey truly began, transforming a neglected space into a hub of innovation. Every single afternoon, as soon as the final school bell rang, Tesla would sprint home, her mind already buzzing with ideas. Her routine was a carefully orchestrated dance of resourcefulness. First, she'd meticulously peel cassava, the starchy root a key ingredient in her experiments. Then she'd head to the local talipapa, the bustling wet market, to scavenge for shrimp shells, carefully scraping them clean from the day's catch. Back in her makeshift lab, these humble ingredients would meet their fate in a borrowed blender, whirring into a pulpy mixture.
The real magic, she patiently explains, lay in the delicate art of balancing the amylopectin ratios. Too much, and the film would be cloudy and brittle, too little, and it wouldn't hold its shape. Her goal was a film that remained perfectly clear, almost invisible, but crucially, would snap and degrade once a curious fish nibbled on it. Without expensive laboratory equipment, she became a master of improvisation. Litmus paper, a common lab tool, was far too pricey for her budget. So she turned to another kitchen staple, red cabbage water. If the liquid turned mauve, she'd laugh, recalling the early days. It meant the plastic would behave exactly as I wanted. But if it turned green? Well, then my dog got free snacks, and I knew I had to start over.
Then came week 7, a memorable, albeit messy, milestone. The borrowed blender, pushed to its limits by countless batches of experimental polymers, finally gave up the ghost. With a dramatic sputter and the puff of smoke, its motor shorted out, launching a vibrant purple goo in an arc across the kitchen ceiling. The scene was, to put it mildly, chaotic.
Undeterred, she turned her attention to the mountain of discarded electronics she'd been collecting. My arms got seriously toned, she jokes. And the plastic? It got even better, more consistently mixed.
Collecting reliable data is crucial in science. But what do you do when a spectrophotometer, a device that costs thousands, is just a distant dream? Tesla found a way. She meticulously prepared her samples, carefully wrapping small pieces of her biodegradable film around seaweed, mimicking the natural environment. Then, she'd make her way to the neighborhood sari-sari store, borrowing their old, trusty postal scale. Day after day, she'd carefully weigh her seaweed-wrapped samples, noting every tiny fluctuation. Every gram lost, she reasoned, equaled microbe munchies. Evidence that the microscopic life in the water was happily breaking down her plastic. After a painstaking 72 hours, her samples consistently showed a remarkable 42% drop in mass. In stark contrast, commercial cling wrap, tested under identical conditions, actually gained weight, accumulating algae and biofouling. She recorded every single observation, every weight, every change, in a well-worn notebook. Its cover, adorned with cheerful Sailor Moon stickers, was a delightful juxtaposition to the serious scientific data contained within. Proof, if ever it was needed, that you can absolutely run legitimate, rigorous science without needing a $1 million grant or a gleaming state-of-the-art lab. All you truly need is keen observation, relentless determination, and a bit of creative problem-solving. The regional science fair was a blur of nervous energy and polished presentations. When Tesla stepped up, some of the seasoned judges, peering over their spectacles, couldn't help but let out a little chuckle. Her centrifuge, a modified salad spinner, looked decidedly out of place amidst the more conventional, expensive equipment. But their amusement quickly turned to stunned silence when she calmly pulled out her trump card, a series of time-lapse photos.
These weren't just snapshots, they were irrefutable visual proof. The images showed fish, not merely ignoring her plastic, but actively nibbling at it, consuming it like flakes of food, demonstrating its edibility and biodegradability in real time. The room buzzed. The chuckles vanished, replaced by murmurs of awe and respect. She didn't just win, she captivated. Tesla Peralta walked away with the coveted Best Sustainability Project Award, along with a ticket to the prestigious National Science Quest in Baguio. People told me Filipinas don't do polymer science, she shrugs, a slight defiant smile on her face. I told them Filipinas are polymer science.
Winning the regional fair was exhilarating, but for Tesla, it was just the beginning. Her mind was already racing, sketching out the next ambitious phase. Her immediate goal? To design and build a roll-to-roll press, a machine that could mass-produce her biodegradable film, making it accessible and affordable. The dream is for local barangays, the smallest administrative divisions in the Philippines, to be able to produce the film themselves, creating microeconomies around sustainable packaging.
She's currently meticulously sketching out gear designs, envisioning them crafted from flattened soda cans, and planning a heat sealer that repurposes a clothes iron. Imagine every single palenque stall, every bustling market vendor, wrapping their fresh veggies in plastic that actually feeds the fish instead of slowly strangling them. She's already started training a cohort of 12 neighborhood kids. The youngest has affectionately dubbed her concoction Banana Magic.
Let's talk about the cold, hard facts. Because Tesla's invention isn't just cool, it's critically important. The Philippines, a beautiful archipelago nation, sadly grapples with a staggering environmental burden, dumping over 2 million tons of plastic into its precious ecosystems every single year. This isn't just a number, it's a crisis, impacting marine life, polluting beaches, and threatening public health. Tesla's innovative resin offers a tangible solution. It degrades completely in saltwater within a mere 3 days, and remarkably, in soil within 2 weeks. Crucially, under a borrowed, high-powered microscope, absolutely no microplastics are detected. This means no tiny, insidious particles leaching into the food chain, no long-term environmental damage. Her calculations, based on the rapid degradation and the sheer volume of waste, are inspiring. If coastal towns across the Philippines were to adopt her open-source recipe, she estimates a conservative 12% drop in sachet waste within just 1 year. To put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of 240 garbage trucks diverted daily from landfills and oceans. This isn't just a local fix. It's a scalable, replicable model that could revolutionize waste management and marine conservation, offering a genuine beacon of hope in the fight against plastic pollution. If you're as captivated by Tesla's journey and her banana magic reactor as we are, then don't miss a beat. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so YouTube actually remembers to tell you when we post her next incredible experiment. You won't want to miss what she cooks up next. Lest you think Tesla is some kind of robotic science prodigy, let me assure you, she's a perfectly normal, vibrant teenager. She still belts out karaoke tunes every Saturday night with her family, probably crushing some power ballad. She's got a completely normal, intense crush on the K-pop group ENHYPEN. And yes, she still gets into epic, sibling-defining fights with her brother over who gets the last precious lumpia. But even in her downtime, her scientific spirit finds unique expression.
She keeps a special failure jar, a quirky yet brilliant tradition. Every busted formula earns a piso. When it's full, she treats the neighborhood kids to Halo Halo. Science is sweet, she grins, but sometimes you just really need actual sugar. It's right here, between your ears. Use what hurts you as your hypothesis. If the creek near your home smells of pollution, ask why. If the lights keep flickering in your barangay, ask how they could be fixed. Then, go out there and build the answer. I'm launching video tutorials in English, Tagalog, and Bisaya so no one is locked out of science.
Do you know a student, perhaps someone who thinks science is only for the privileged or for kids with access to fancy schools? Share this video with them. Tesla's story is living proof that a jeepney fare, a curious mind, and an unwavering spirit are more than enough to start a revolution. Tesla Peralta didn't wait for perfect funding, she didn't wait for a fancy degree to validate her intelligence, and she certainly didn't wait for anyone's permission. She looked at a mountain of plastic waste, a problem that felt insurmountable to so many, and instead of despairing, she saw a challenge. She built a biodegradable ladder, one ingenious step at a time, to climb right over it. One humble cassava root, one discarded shrimp shell, one crazy, brilliant idea at a time. Her journey reminds us that if a 13-year-old, working with salvaged parts and kitchen ingredients, can cook up a cleaner ocean right there in her backyard, just imagine what the rest of us, working together with our combined ingenuity and passion, could whip up. The future, it turns out, might just be biodegradable, and it's being built by inspiring young minds like Tesla Peralta.